Alright, what's up everybody? Welcome to the Path of Rage. Today we are doing a slightly different video. Obviously my ugly mug is not up in the side of the screen because I want you to see the full glory that is this game known as Star Citizen. Those of you who know me personally know I've been talking about this game for a very long time. I'm an AUEC tester, which is basically an early alpha tester for the public. So there's some things I can't talk about, but I kind of want to give people an idea of what this game is about. So we're just going to spend the next hour just kind of doing our thing, and you're going to see this game in all of its buggy glory. We may crash, missions may not work out properly, but at the same time you'll also get a sense of the scope and the scale of this game. Quite simply, this is a game that has never really been tried before. I've been playing video games since Pong, and if Chris Roberts pulls off what he wants to do with this game, well, it's the game I've been waiting for. So we're just going to jump in, and I'll explain some shit while we go along, but this is to give everyone who does follow my channel an idea of what this amazing project is all about, and yes, the buggy state that it's in. Here we are in our little hab. No matter what, when you join into this game, you're going to pick one of 4 planets, and when you start the game, unless you've logged out in a bed on your ship, you're going to end up spawning in either one of these points, the hab stations on the planets, or you will spawn in the hab block of a space station. On, and you have like this here is you hold down F and you've got an interaction thing. So if there's something that you can interact with, like the door or the light switch, then you hold down F and you get that. This is what my character looks like in medium armor, backpack, and a weapon. Healing gun on the side, Omni tool for mining and for tractor beams and all that kind of stuff. Open the mobi glass, and this is where you've got your chat. You can change up the loadout of your vehicles, whichever you own. This shows where everything that you have in the system, like all the items in your inventory, where they are. So this is where I've got my stuff. Next, like just all of this kind of stuff. I'll show you the inventory in a sec. Skyline is where, this is the soon to be changed and thankfully updated star map. This is where you plot your courses or whatnot from planet to planet and point of interest to point of interest. Trading money between players. I have 1.2 million C-bills. Here's your contracts. This is to repair. This is your journal, and this is your reputation with the various factions. And as you go up with them, you get better gear and rewards and stuff like that. But this is not an RPG. This is not like you grind to level up attributes. Apparently there's something like that coming, very basic, but not... It's the only skill leveling up that you will do is your own personal skill. You want to be a better fighter pilot? Well, learn how to fly better. This is definitely a get good scrub. So we're going to take a few contracts. The first one we always take, and you see these are various different ones. These are the legal. A lot of these are the illegal, and you can see how much they offer ahead of time. I generally tend to stay away from the illegal ones because you either get killed by Crusader security and can't enter, or you can't enter like the landing zones, the space stations one, and you'll end up going to jail. And depending on your crime, you could end up having to spend a long frickin' time there. But you can escape with the help of friends and all that. There's a lot to this game, folks. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to take the call to arms. We're going to accept it, and we're going to untrack it. This just gives us money for every criminal that we end up taking out, be it in ship or on foot. We've got delivery missions. obvious what they are. Pick up a box, carry it to your ship, fly somewhere else, take the box, and put it into a thing. For now, this is what we're going to do right off the bat, just so you can see the space traversal and whatnot. Something easy. So we're going to go to the Shubin mining facility on Sal 5 on Lyria. So we actually have to make our way from our hab down to the spaceport. Now I'm on the planet Arc Corp. Arc Corp is basically Star Citizen's version of Coruscant from Star Wars. It is a planet-sized city. I love the look of this planet so much. Oh, that's a player. You can tell by the way they're moving. I am obviously in full armor, this person's not. Eventually, the idea is Chris Roberts wants to make it so that when you land on a planet, you're not just going to be able to walk around with your weapon strapped on and in full heavy armor at all times. So, here we go. And check this out. Now I want to warn you, it doesn't matter how beefy your system is, you're not going to run this all that well. Just putting it out there, folks. For right now, let's take off our helmet. Oh yeah, this is the inventory system, sorry. This is without filters. Everything I own is in here. You can also put it into, you know, armor and clothing and all that kind of stuff. The cool thing about this is you can pick up this armor off of bodies and keep it. Your landing zones have inventory where you can store it automatically. Your ships can store inventory as well as your backpacks and stuff like that. You have to eat and drink as time goes by. It's very cool stuff. It's a more in-depth game. But there we are, Cubby Blast. This is where you would go to get new weapons, get ammo, stuff like that. That's a clothing store. Right here. I'm gonna just watch this. There we are. I have bought a sandwich. Let's eat it. And if I had to eat, that would fill me up at this point. Same thing with the drinks. It doesn't really do much. Like if you don't drink or eat for long enough, yes, you will have health benefits or health detriments. But it's not super fast. You can go quite a while without having to worry about it. For those of you who do know a little bit about Star Citizen, one thing that people call this is the screenshot generator. And no game I've ever played has been more true about that. Now each city has, or each landing zone, excuse me, has defined areas where you can walk and whatnot. You can't go everywhere on ArcCorp yet, but the tech exists that they could fill these buildings with traversable areas, procedurally. Like there's a lot of exploration to do here with no mini-map yet. That's eventually coming. There's side alleys and all that, and they eventually want to add gameplay to these areas. I know on this planet there's a criminal that gives you quests or missions to do in one of these side alleys, but like I said, I kind of stay away from those. But you know what, we're just gonna right now follow the mission that we were doing. And we're gonna go pick up our ship and go to the planet, pick up the package and deliver it, just so you guys, again, so you can get a vibe of what this game is like. One thing too that I should mention, I just missed the tram, there it goes. One thing I should mention, if you're the type of gamer who can only sit down for 20 minutes, half hour or so to play games and you don't have much more time than that, this is not the game for you then, by any stretch of the imagination. Definite Blade Runner vibes going on here. we get in the air, I'll take the camera out and get a picture of the surface of this for the thumbnail. But see, like, you actually have to take public transportation on all of the cities. Excuse my snuffling, my allergies are just incredibly bad today.
Tram now leaving the station. Stand clear of the doors.
There's a level of realism and scale to this game that's just incredible. And the thing to remember is, take notice while this video is playing. There are no loading screens whatsoever. Not when going to a new planet, not when traveling through space, not anywhere. The only time you load is when you first load into the game and you load into the universe itself. That's it. Everything else streams and unstreams. Let's put our helmet back on. I think me and this guy have the same gun going on. Yep, light machine gun. So you'll take injuries in this game and you can get like a broken leg or a fractured skull. You have med pens that are like a one-off heal, but they won't fix a broken leg, say. You have the gun that I have right here. Whoops. This is it. We've got 50% healing capacity left on it. This can heal you as well, but for like major damage and stuff like that, you actually need to go to a hospital, which are in this game.
Now arrive.
Just like there's prisons for criminals. Yeah, we got the same armor going on too. This is my biggest pet peeve of this game. This dude right here, like so many other people, they run everywhere. I'm gonna do the same for right now, just to speed up what we can get done in the hour that I'm gonna make this video out to be. But it drives me insane. Like, everyone blasts around at full sprint. They've even actually talked about not allowing that in the future. Why do I? Oh, never mind. Right over here, say traveler rentals. They actually mean it. You can come up to a kiosk, and if you have the money, you can rent ships, land vehicles. There you go. How about a grav bike? Or my favorite ship ever, the Constellation. But for right now, we're gonna retrieve our ship and take off. I have the Cutlass Black. One thing to remember, folks, anyone who is... hang on, let's find out what hangar we're going to.
Your vehicle has been delivered to the following location.
For anyone who goes on about how this is a scam, and oh my god, they're selling ships for $100 and $1,000 and all that, you only need to spend $45 to play this game. This game and the single player, I believe. That's what this is, a crowd-funded game. So if you pay $45 for a base game package, you will get a starter ship, which admittedly they aren't that great, but they'll do the job. You'll get a starter ship, and you'll get the ability to play in the PTU, Public Test Universe, and eventually the open persistent universe when the game releases, but also Squadron 42, the game's single player aspect, which is what they're working on releasing first. They're actually developing two AAA level games at the same time. Here's my ship. Now look at the scale of this. In any other game, it might be the same scale, but I'd just walk up and hit E or F and I'd instantly be in the cockpit. I think the X Series, X Rebirth, allows you to get into the ship, but it's the same thing. You immediately appear in there, if I recall correctly. It's been a while. These ships in Star Citizen are actually built to scale. This is a medium-sized two-person ship, fully working doors, all of that kind of stuff. A turret. This needs to open sooner. But it has room for 2 beds. And this is what I was talking about with the beds earlier. Here's the turret. I can go up on top to provide defensive fire. With beds in ships, this is a logout point. I could actually get into this bed, choose the logout option in the middle of space, and when I load into the game again later, I will appear in this bed exactly in this area of space that I left, unless I'm within range of a landing zone. It'll automatically put me there. But if I'm on a planet with no landing zone on it, whatever, or out just floating in space, I can log out in my ship. So we're going to turn on our ship, power up, and we are going to request to leave. You need to request landing, you need to request leaving. This game is going for a certain level of realism, but Chris Roberts, the guy running it, CEO, has said openly, this isn't going to be like Flight Simulator with a 400-page manual just to learn how to fly. Let's take off, put our landing gear away. And away we go. And we're just going to aim up like this a little bit. And here, check this out. Welcome to Area 18. This entire planet, which yes, you can go around, and there are other landing zones and whatnot. This entire planet is a city. And somehow, even though there's no loading or anything like that, it's running smoothly. Not super high frame rates. If I was to bring up my frame rate counter right now, it would be bad. It'd be low. They're currently working on engine optimizations that I'm looking forward to. We actually have to leave atmosphere before we can start quantum traveling, like super speeds, to other planets. There are different landing zones in here. ArcCorp is the city-sized planet. Microtech is a advanced tech city, basically like Silicon Valley on a snowy world. Orizon has on the planet Crusader. Orizon is a cloud city, just like Cloud City in Star Wars, except it's spread over a bunch of platforms instead of a bigger circular thing. And Lorville is a city on a heavily polluted planet because of industry. So now we're definitely out of Atmo. We are going to go to the moon of Lyria. We have set our route. And now we're going to point ourselves in that direction. We're going to spool up our quantum drive. And looking out here, like, this is what I mean, like, the scale of this game is amazing. And away we go. And this is not a loading screen here. You're actually moving through the space. I remember it was a big push, like many years ago now, where they moved from 32-bit to 64-bit floating point operations because they needed the precision in order to do this. So here we go. We're going to travel to this spot again. Quantum travel, I mean. Now this is a slower version, which will take you around the planet. You can see the hitching there. Streaming a lot of stuff. For anyone who maybe will watch this and might think, you know what, that does look interesting. If you don't have an SSD, don't bother. This game is extremely demanding. And again, it's wildly unoptimized. Currently, we're using the cruise to not have to keep pushing forward to fly, but you can see there on the left going up and down right now. That's our speed. indicator. Got rain appearing on the thing. Like, the attention to detail in this game is amazing. Now, here's the thing I want everyone to know if you've never heard anything about Star Citizen. Here we are, we're flying around on the surface of this planet. I can... Whoa. Wrong. I can land anywhere on this planet. Hey, there's somebody there. Ooh, I wonder if we're about to get into a fight. You do not have to ask for... Was denied. You do not have to ask for permission to land on the ground or at these little outposts. I want to see if there's somebody here first. Most people won't shoot you on sight. Some do. We're gonna go land, since he's not on it, we're gonna go land on the landing pad over here. Another thing to keep in mind about this game is, yes, there is absolutely 6 degrees of freedom. Landing is not the easiest because there's no landing camera. You can't really see what you're doing. Here we are. I always shut the engines off because that way if someone gets on my ship, they can't take off with it. It's a workaround. Oh yeah, for here, let me show you. See, we have local inventory here, which is the Shubin mining facility, but here's also the vehicle. And here's some stuff that I found that I'm just storing on it. Like, you can move it back and forth. I could put stuff in local and then throw it into my backpack or into my ship. Come on. Now that we're away from ArcCorp, things are running a lot smoother. Ah! Okay, if you look up in the top right, it shows like a bullet with a crossed out icon. This means that we're in an armistice zone. I do not have to worry about somebody shooting me here. I would if they were in a ship, like up above the armistice zone. But there's our package back there. We'll get that in a second. This is another player's ship. Wonder if he's in it. Nope. What's going on with me? Whoa! Okay, there was no one here, and he obviously locked up. God. I gotta play with my Razer Synapse settings. For some reason, I'm having trouble with my mouse where it just stops randomly working. Or, excuse me, or it's like suddenly pointing down or pointing up. Like it's weird. Let's go through an airlock. Some planets you can breathe on, some you can't. All the landing zones you don't need a helmet on. I think on this one, if I was to take my helmet off, I would die. I'm not 100% certain though. Oops. And we also got to keep an eye out, not just for the box, but we've got to keep an eye out for loot containers where we can get some free stuff. There may not be any here. I might even be in the wrong building. There's one. There's a couple. Now these don't usually contain medical supplies and whatnot. The red ones are the best. There we are. See, I can get pants. Actually, take that, and we've got some food here. We're good to go with that. What is this thing? Do I want to take another multi-tool? Can't hurt, just in case we drop one. Fruits and vegetables. Okay, no. And this one's going to be mostly the same thing, I believe. And the loot in these things is randomly generated. It won't always be the same. Okay. Ah. Yeah, we're in the wrong building. Okay. There will also be day and night cycles on this because the planets do rotate. They don't actually rotate around the sun yet. Apparently that's coming at some point. But they do rotate in place. There are day-night cycles. Storms will come through, like high winds or whatnot, and you'll see your character struggling to walk through the high winds. You'll have to wipe off your mask if you got too much snow or rain, so you can't see. There's a level of realism to this that they're going for that I absolutely adore. Okay, there's the package I gotta get. You used to hand packages to these dudes, and I can't wait till they go back to it.
You got the wrong person.
Yeah. None of these guys work properly anymore. You either pick them up off of shelves or you get them from these boxes and you drop them off in these boxes. It's a workaround. There's another one of these. Let's see what we got. Nothing I want to keep. Sometimes you can find really good minerals. Now let's see something here. I'm going to try and buy nothing. That's not going to help me. If they had Laranite, I'd buy that. Because I'm going back to Area 18, and Laranite sells for a lot of money. So here we go. We're going to continue with the mission. We grab the box, head back to our ship. Now this is the beginning level delivery cargo mission. It's like $3,000 to complete this. It's not very profitable, but you start building your reputation with the cargo. So you can actually do a lot of different things in this game. You can do cargo running missions. You can just run cargo itself, like buy at the kiosk there. You can buy the cargo that you want and sell it wherever you want. There is a updated thing in the key or the Moby glass on your wrist that shows what things are selling for how much where, or where they have a shortage or high demand, low demand, that kind of thing. You can be a bounty hunter. You can be a pirate if you want. There we go. Now look at this. This here is still here from when I finished drinking it yesterday's session. So I'm going to come out here and drop it on the pad because it'll disappear soon. It's empty. Eventually that's going to be the case for everything. They're working right now on what's called persistent empty streaming. Every object in the game will be tracked. Certain things will be cleaned up, like bottles and shell casings and stuff like that. But say I drop a helmet here somewhere, like right over there at the bottom of that thing. If no other player comes by to pick it up, it'll still be there a week from now. Or I can move it or whatnot. Same thing if your ship gets destroyed on a planet. You can get someone to give you a lift to go back to where your ship was and gather its gear and all that kind of jazz. Alright, we're gonna get out of here. And the thing to remember, I can't remember if I said this or not, but it's worth repeating. I can land anywhere on this planet. Anywhere I want. There is no limitations to where on these planets you can go. Like a lot of people were talking about the new Bethesda game Starfield when it comes out. And it's going to have, 1,000 planets or whatnot. It's going to have 1,000 planets with specific landing zones. You can't just land anywhere. There are only places you're going to be able to go. It gives them the ability to build it up. CIG is making it so that you can literally land anywhere on a planet. And there's reasons to do so. There's a Stonehenge-style monument made out of vending machines out in the asteroid belt. There's no directional clues to get there. People just found it. There is a cave on Microtech, I believe, that has penguin plushies in it. You just find it. There's a Javelin, one of the biggest ships in the game. There's a Javelin wreck on another planet. It requires exploration to get there. Again, I cannot stress enough the scale of this game. Like the literal physical scale of objects in this game. Space stations are monstrously huge. Some of the ships in this are massive. There's one that's going to be part of the main campaign. It's called the Idris. The player can own it. It fits 81 people. That's more people fit on that ship than the current server limit. Although they just bumped that up, so actually no, we could. Server limit was 50. I think it's gone up to 100 or 120 now. They're still playing with it and working with the systems. But see, now we're approaching an entirely different planet. Again, no loading. Knock on wood, so far we've actually been fairly bug-free. But you see what I mean about how we have day and night cycles? And the other place was a frozen wasteland. This is not. Let's not run into the ground before we get there. Yeah, I was listing off some of the professions you can do. So you got cargo, actual missions for cargo, and you just got commodity training yourself. You can be a bounty hunter. You can be a pirate. You can do investigations. You can mine. You can mine by hand. You can mine on the surface of a planet with a drivable vehicle like a buggy. You can buy a ship that mines, and you can mine larger rocks on the surface of planets or go out to the asteroid field and mine those. Let's turn on the lights here so we can actually see. What else is there? Like you can go and search for probes in space that you have to take out within a certain time frame. You can launch probes into space for people. There's a whole lot of stuff to do. After we drop this off, we'll take a look at the various missions you can do. I don't think there's a landing pad here, is there? No. And there's also something to remember. You notice up in the top right corner there, it shows that the satellite, the comsats are working, which is what that satellite icon is. However, there is no armistice zone. So if there's another player here who absolutely does want to shoot me, you can. I could get into PvP right now. There is no PvE only, PvP only areas. It's one shared universe. There we are. Turn off the engine. I know a lot of people that there's a level of realism to this that they're not going to like it. They want to hit E to enter the ship and be off in space in 2 seconds. So that is not this game. I do think though that this game has the potential to be possibly one of the best games made ever, if they pull off what they want to pull off. Oh, there's something we can take a look at. Yeah, see, all of these shelves where I could put this thing down, but I've got to go to this thing and drop it off. This is a stopgap. This is just for the time being. Welcome to bugs. There we go. I've actually had this thing kill me. And there we are. Contract complete. Let's take a look around for crates we can loot. Just saw the one out in the hallway. You get to know the ones that you can loot quickly enough. This should be weapons. No. Alright, this is a lifeguard medical attachment for the multi-tool. I don't need it because I've got these. I will take these though. These are refills. We got a whole bunch of them now. Why? Oh, can I only put 5 together at once? Oh no, there we go. These are the refills for this gun that heals you and others. So you always want them. These do different effects, like adrenaline, muscle weakness. Like you can actually heal specific things. Now, if I want, this is the local, external. I can put it into local if I want. So click here like this, and I'll just show you a quick thing. You can never have too many of these. Now watch. Oh. What can we buy here? Reverend. Oh, yeah. This is vices. I could take this to Grim Hex and whatnot. I'm not worried about that. Let's continue to look around. 4 boxes that we can loot. Probably won't be too much here. So, oh, there we are. We got a red case. This is the ones you want because you get good stuff from them sometimes. Ah, see what I mean? So we're going to take the Gallant rifle, stick that on my back. I'm going to put everything in local because then I think I can go on my ship and just transfer it. And I want all of this stuff. There's no reason not to take stuff because bugs can kill you very quickly, and you can lose. If a bug does kill you, you lose everything you're carrying half the time. So it's never a bad thing to loot. All right, we're gonna go back to our ship. There are other missions too where you can go in and like clean enemies out of bunkers or whatnot, and you can use the tractor beam tool to haul their dead carcasses onto your ship. You can then leave, go into space, strip them of their gear to keep for yourself, and chuck the bodies out in space. Doesn't give you much money, but you can do it. Okay, see? There's local. Here's my vehicle. There we go. So you don't actually have to put everything on at once. Like on your person. If it's in the local inventory, the game will give you the option to carry it over. Now I can take all of this when I get back to ArcCorp and put it in my inventory there, which will keep it for when I want to use it later on. But here, let's take a... Got a bit of time left still. Let's take another mission. Do something different. See, these are combat assistants. Wipe out drug stash. You know what? Let's do this. This might bug out, but this will give you an idea. We're going to do this mission here. This will be some first-person shooter action. We're going to have to clear out... Oh, it didn't accept it. Or it's taking its time. Oh, there we go. Protect site. Okay. We got to make sure not to shoot the guards there. We have to only shoot the gang members. They're easy to tell because they've got like purple splashes of paint on them. But I figure, you know what, we'll take that mission just to show you like the differences. Go from one mission to the next. While we're taking off and clearing ammo here, I'll show you some more. So we've got our delivery. Now, see, now they're 8,000. I started out at 3. Now we're going to drop off, pick them all up at 1 and drop them off at another. Or sometimes it goes the other way. Yeah, pick up 3 different places, take them all to the same thing. You can search, and this will also have, like here you're searching for boxes to take back, and these are timed. But you'll also search for dead crew members, stuff like that. Research scan, we're going to put a probe. Investigation, wreckage, and crew members. These are good ones to take, actually. Maintenance, to get rid of bio waste. And again, it's a low mission, and it'll start you off down the road. Bounty hunters, mercenaries, all that kind of stuff. Personal, though, you also get... You do get legal missions in here, but it'll also always say who it is. The personal ones you get are generally from actual mission givers. That'll be for another video. So, let's go to Lyria. Shubin Processing Facility. And now, here's hoping that this isn't going to display the first real bug. These missions do tend to bug out on me a lot. Either the elevator down won't work, or the guys don't spawn, or even when you get them all, it doesn't register as being done. But, I'll give you an idea. One thing to remember, AI in this game is really stupid still. A lot of the times they will stand there and get shot at. And other times they will appear behind you and put the equivalent of a full clip into the back of your head in a split second and you'll die. And if that happens, your body stays there with the gear that you're carrying. And your ship stays there until you claim it. And if you claim it, you lose the stuff that's in the ship's inventory. I believe you also lose any weapons that you upgrade on the ship. It's a fairly detailed game, folks. And it's only getting better and better. Alright. Now when you've got these processing facilities and whatnot for missions like this, there's also ones that are held by criminals. And they have turrets which will start shooting at you. They're hard to take out because the icon showing that it's a turret tends to actually cover the thing you're shooting at, which is annoying as hell. That's supposed to change in the future. But they do a lot of damage. I find a lot of the times when there is a turret like that, or a couple of them especially, I hide behind a hill and I take some time and just run there, because they won't shoot at targets on foot. Slow down a bit. We're almost there. Yeah, see, there's a couple of turrets. This is what I don't like. Those turret icons are so big that they actually cover the turret that you might want to shoot at. Where is... The entrance is right there. Okay. Make sure nothing's underneath this. Okay.
Engines offline.
All we got to do is take out 10 hostiles. But like I said, the cool thing is that if they've got good gear on them, we can loot them. We can actually take the bodies out here and strip them. The only thing... Ah, shit. What did I just do? Alright. The only thing about it, one thing to remember is you have a certain time limit to leave this area. It becomes restricted, and if you haven't, even after you finish the mission, the turrets will open fire on you. I mean, look at how good this game looks. And again, this is the third planet we've been on. I can land anywhere on this planet. ArcCorp's a little different. You can't land anywhere there. That kind of makes sense. Most people can't land a helicopter anywhere in downtown Windsor or Detroit right now either, so stop whining. You can lean. You can hear them shooting between each other already. Alright, here we go. Yep, see, one's dead. And yet I'll still get credit for that. There are also missions where you can, investigation missions, where you have to go into caves and look for people. Sometimes they will have live enemies in it, other times they won't. You can hand mine rocks that are in there and actually make quite a bit of money. There, right there is a box we can loot when we're done. And our friendly allies have the triangles above their head, which means he's not. Now if I want, I can pick up his weapon too. I'm gonna wait to loot, to kill everyone first before I try looting. Is this a looter? No. There we are. Now you can tell that they're the enemies because they have this purple paint on them. They come from spawn closets like that one over there. Left. You see what I mean about the dumb AI? Oh no! Okay, I have a criminal record. They are going to shoot at me now too. Oh crap, this is bad. Contract failed. Okay, well, now you've seen it. Somebody just shot at me through the wall. Okay, we're gonna get out of here. I think my ship just blew up. Pretty certain. Oh, I can't believe that one of my guys was in that closet. Well, now I have a crime stat. And that means that I have to leave if my ship isn't destroyed, which I'm pretty certain it is. Yep. My ship is gone. What is this? This is all my storage. Oh my god. All that stuff that I just got. Okay. Well, now I can call another ship in to get out of here. Or I can go back in, let them kill me, and show you what happens to criminals. Because I have a level 3 crime stat now, which means that as soon as they shoot me and kill me, I'm going to end up in jail. At which point, you have a few options. You can actually wait the time required. So if it tells you that you've got 6 hours to wait for your crime, that literally means that you have to spend 6 hours in there. You might as well leave the game. Or you can do missions, like mining missions and fixing gear. Or you can try and escape. Now here's a... That's security. That's why I shot him. They look the same. Come on, guys, shoot me. I could ask for a rescue. Now you see down at the bottom here, I could hold M to activate a rescue beacon and offer a reward for 15,000, or I can hold backspace and die, which is what I did. I just lost everything I was carrying. Completely. I lost my ship. I lost the stuff on the ship. I lost all the gear I was carrying, and even when I leave jail after finishing the sentence, I will not have that gear again. There is a survival like a slight survival aspect to this game. All right, here we are. Check it out. I am in Klesher Prison.
You have been placed in a Klesher rehabilitation facility for violation of local law.
All right, here we go. Enroll. Let's see how long I gotta wait.
Interested in our work release program? It's pretty simple.
And like I said, you can escape from this. It's not easy. You need a way off the planet. I don't know if you can actually call for an NPC. There's a guard bugging out. We'll come down here and see what our time limit is. We're probably just going to wait for time, but I'll show you what the missions are. Projected to 2 hours. I have to stay in here for 2 hours, or just log out for 2 hours and come back. Or, you'll notice that this has changed. I can make up credits in here by fixing oxygen dispensers. You'll have to follow the signs to get there. You'll repair them. You can be shivved by enemy players down in the work mines. You can also, I'm not sure where to get it, but you can also grab a mining tool and start mining rocks that will, when you hand them in, it'll end your, or cut down on the time you have to serve. For me, as this has now been the 52-minute mark, this seems as good time as any to end this video, but hopefully you guys kind of got an idea of what this game is about, the type of vibe it's going for. I will be doing more videos on these in the future. I would love to know your thoughts on this one. Like, never mind just the usual give me a thumbs up if you liked it and a thumbs down if you didn't. Genuinely let me know what you guys think in the comments, what you'd like to see in, from this game. Because like I said, I intend to be playing this a lot longer. Once this game is done, this is very likely going to be the game for me. So my channel is going to see a lot more of this. So I really do want to hear what you guys have to say about it. But until then, again, if you're new, hit the subscribe button. I want to grow this channel as much as I possibly can. Just hit 35 subscribers, so we're really low. We're starting out early. If I can hit 50, I'll be happy. For now, that's a goal I'm going for. But until then, I hope you enjoyed this. Like I said, give me your thoughts, and I will talk to you in the next one. Bye-bye.